So self-proclaimed trans advocate Keffals recently got caught using and defending a new slur against women who identify as non-binary called they-fab, which is basically a combination of they-them and the term AFAB, which means assigned female at birth. So the fact that Keffals is willing to use derogatory language towards the group that she claims to be advocating for, you'd think that the biggest trans advocate in the commentary community, Tipster, would condemn this behavior, especially considering his take on Israel versus Palestine.
Obviously, like what's going on in with the Israel-Palestine conflict right now, it's a serious issue, so I'm not trying to make light of it or whatever. But one positive thing that's come out of it is right-wingers have been busy talking about that and aren't really shitting on trans people anymore. So that's a plus, right?
But as many of you guys know, Tipster only cares about trans issues because he's a super fan of Keffals. So when Keffals is transphobic, instead of calling her out in a YouTube video like he would with any other YouTuber he caught being transphobic, he instead tweets out, "As a cis man, I don't feel like I am in any position to chime in on this discourse, so I will stay in my lane. The only thing I will say is this, as someone who has had the privilege of getting to know Keffals over the course of the past year, she is someone who cares a lot about trans people and the trans community as a whole. She has genuine compassion for the struggles they face and wants them to have access to the rights and freedoms they need to live healthy, happy lives. And I have no reason to believe she would ever do anything to bring any harm to the trans community. She has far too much love and compassion for this community to ever do that. Ever." The Quartering responds to him by saying, "You can go ahead and disregard any post like this that starts out as a cis man. It's cool that you want to bang trans people, dude. Just don't pretend you're trying to do anything but that with this virtue signaling BS." Bleach Demon responds by saying, "At Tipster, congrats on coming out as a gay man. We are so proud of you." Tipster quote tweets him and says, "Do you have a problem with gay people? Are you homophobic? Was this a self-report? Yikes." He then quote tweets the Quartering directly by sharing this stream clip of him.
It's hard to describe how angry my bladder is. You guys don't know, it's gonna explode. My bladder's gonna blow. Oh my god. I just peed in my basement.
The Quartering responds to this by saying, "Just admit you're trying to bang Keffals." Tipster quote tweets him and says, "I don't know about all that, bro. Maybe that's projection on your part? Anyway, I do have a question for you. Why do you want to be cucked so bad?"
And I could do an excellent on-screen romance where, like, I'm the best friend. I'm like her best friend, but I pine after her. And then she just keeps banging all these other dudes. And then I'm like all sad. And then she like realizes that I was me all along, and that she comes to, and then she comes to realize it. And then we live happily ever after. Like, I think we could do that. I mean, that's what I think. It doesn't mean like, I think it's there. She could just keep hooking up with fit dudes, MMA dudes. And then like, they don't make her laugh, they don't get her. And then there's me. I'm just like, "Oh, hey Gina. Oh, you look tired. Did you bang another dude tonight? Oh, sweet." And then like my heart's breaking,
Daina quote tweets the Quartering saying Tipster wants to bang Keffals by saying, "If you've wondered why reactionaries go after Keffals so hard, it's because most of them are secretly attracted to her, which causes Freudian slips like this, where the Quartering can only see someone valuing Keffals for her appearance. Her existence causes them an identity crisis." Tipster then retweets this and also retweets Keffals responding to Quartering saying, "Jeremy, you were supposed to join my stream 20 minutes ago. Have you finished watching Top Gun yet?" And then Tipster quote tweets Keffals, quote tweeting Quartering saying that Tipster wants to bang Keffals with the video of Keffals shirtless that he had downloaded on his phone. I don't know what Tipster was trying to prove with that, but it seems like his tweet about the Quartering projecting may have been hypocritical. But anyways, moving on to Quartering's response to Tipster showing the P-Basement clip, he says, "These retards think me being hammered, drunk playing video game, and pissing in a basement drain is some sort of something I own and laugh about. Don't tell them that I shit my pants at Walmart. They will really lose their shit. Micro dick energy, Tipster." Tipster then responds, "Did this dude just flex shitting his pants? Lol." The Quartering responds by saying, "Bro, I'm not sure a guy who hasn't seen his dick in 15 years should be talking shit." Tipster then quote tweets him with this clip and says, "Why you thinking about my dick, bro? You want me to cuck you too? Damn, you're not exactly beating the cuckold allegations, dog."
She could just keep hooking up with fit dudes, MMA dudes. And then like, they don't make her laugh, they don't get her. And then there's me. I'm just like, "Oh, hey Gina. Oh, you look tired. Did you bang another dude tonight? Oh, sweet." And then, like, my heart's breaking, you know?
He then tweets out this YouTube short he made and says, "Hey, Quartering, since you seem to be in the mood to run your big mouth tonight, how about you use it to explain to everyone how you took a sponsorship from literal Nazis? That's a yikes for me, dog."
Adkins AJ551 in the chat says, "Man, I'd be singing Coping and Seething in the shower too if I couldn't find my tip either, lol." Well, I have to tell you, I found my tip just fine when I was giving it to your fucking mom!
Oh shit! Oh fuck, I'm getting so horny. Thank you, Daddy. I'll shut up.
Oh wait, no, that's a short Tipster uploaded of Keffel saying she's horny to own someone in chat calling him fat. This is the actual short he posted in response to Quartering.
Lyric's biggest hater bought an I Love Goth Mommies t-shirt. They went on to say that he made a tweet shitting on your merch, so I decided to buy some. And this shirt. So I just have to say,
no, damn it, this is a short where Tipster promotes his fetish merch of him being a woman with big tits. I think this should be the right short.
It totally killed your grind boner. This is true. My grind boner was indeed killed. YouTube fucked you in the ass there. They fucked me in the ass with a big dragon dildo and no fucking lube.
Okay, enough trolling. The actual short is of Tipster criticizing the Quartering for getting sponsored by a book company who does Hitler birthday sales. Pretty weird, definitely worth criticism, but listening to Tipster explain this in a long-winded way for a minute is pretty boring and also not exactly relevant to the conversation at hand. What is relevant is Tipster's response to all of the backlash over his Keffel's tweet. He responds with this meme of a bunch of party goers looking awkwardly at the person taking the photo and says, "IRL normies when you tried to explain to them why internet people are big mad this time." Raz T. Crooks responds with this picture of Tipster and says, "Just gonna leave this here." Tipster then quote tweets him and says, "That dude has mad riz. Don't hate, bro." Nicholas Diorio reacted to Tipster's response by saying, "Dude straight up outed himself as being utterly repulsive at social events. It actually blows my mind that he posted this laughing my fucking ass off. What the fuck? Does he know this meme is funny but not why people laugh at it? Like, how does someone make this mistake and self-own?" However, Riz responds to Tipster by saying, "All of my normie IRL friends were extremely receptive to me explaining to them why I think Keffel's blocking half her community over losing a debate makes her look very silly. In fact, they agreed with me. Now, this might be because they are principled leftists like myself, but the point still stands." Keffels then responds to this trans person by saying, "Good for you. I am sure explaining niche leftist live streamer drama to your IRL friends was extremely riveting for them, and they appreciated it a lot." Cisman Tipster responds to this trans woman critical of Keffels by saying, "She blocked half of her community? A handful of people on Twitter who dogpiled her is half of her community?" Hoover is responds, "Hyperbole, but you know what I mean. Also, a couple hundred people isn't a handful to anyone who isn't used to her level of clout, aka normies." Tipster responds by saying, "Not saying this to be a dick, so I apologize if it comes off that way, but if you ever have a large following and get dogpiled by hundreds of people, tell me how you handled it. My guess you will feel much differently about it once you have experienced it." However, Riz responds, "Dipster, I love you buddy, but Keffels is a trans streamer, and has been very long time. She knows perfectly well how awful it is to be misgendered, so when other trans people are telling her that a term she is defending the usage of makes them feel extremely uncomfortable and misgendered, then I don't think it's too much to ask for her to not condone its usage under any circumstances." Tipster responds by quoting her saying, "I don't think it's too much to ask for her to not condone its usage under any circumstances. Cool." Which is why Keffels did exactly that. Numerous times in the debate she agreed with Karl Marx that using it in that context is not okay. It's almost like people are just looking for a reason to be outraged and not actually listening to the words coming out of her mouth. Also, why use a tweet that made no mention of Keffels to be a springboard to start a discussion about Keffel? It just seems kind of weird. Why do that? Is it because I am friends with her? And to answer that real quick, that tweet was in response to drama that you got into because you were defending Keffels using a slur, so that's why it's brought up. Why are you playing stupid, Tipster? Also, so much for staying in your own lane as a cis man when you're literally defending Keffels in response to a trans person advocating against derogatory terms used towards other other types of trans people. But anyways, however, Riz responded to Tipster by saying, "You and I must have not been watching the same debate then, because she kept mentioning that she thinks there are situations in which it is okay to use this T from, which I fundamentally disagree with. She could also not engage with the hypothetical put up by Karl Marx to make it easier for her to understand because, and I quote, I want to talk about real situations, which is a roundabout way of saying that she doesn't want to engage because she just doesn't want to. Most likely because she understands that if she were to engage with it, she would have to see that using she-mab would in fact be transphobic." And that's about it for Tipster not chiming into the discourse as a cis man. Of course, there were more tweets from him embarrassing himself, like him calling out another creator for farming clout off of larger creators after quote tweeting him showing Tipster's entire catalog of covering larger creators for clout. But Tipster's known for doing all of this cringe stuff. If I were to cover it all, we'd be here all night, and it would be rather repetitive, as I've been covering a lot of Tipster's antics on my second channel called Mayo Monkey, so if you're craving more Tipster content, be sure to check out some of the videos over there. I'll link my favorite ones in the description below. Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below on this, especially from trans people, and specifically people born female who identify as non-binary. What is your opinion on the word they fab? Do you think it's okay for Keffals to use it? Do you think she's being a genuine ally by defending the word? Whatever thoughts you have, I would love to hear it in the comment section below. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.